Your afternoon just got more interesting. Dahlia on 680 CJOB.
121. It's a first for a Winnipegger. Her vision, active citizens leading our communities with actions, not just words. And for this, she will be representing Winnipeg on the world stage. The Vice President of JCI Winnipeg, Natasha Fisher. Welcome and congratulations.
Oh, thank you. And thank you for having me here today.
First, explain what JCI Winnipeg is.
Absolutely. So JCI, or Junior Chamber International, it's a international organization throughout the world for young professionals, 18 to 40, to develop leadership skills. And really the mission is for young active citizens to develop leadership skills by creating positive change within their communities.
Now, in the 90-odd years of its existence, there have been, I guess, these competitions, and for the first time, a Winnipegger is being sent to the world stage. That's you,
yes,
to represent Winnipeg, Canada, and the Americas.
Yep. Yeah,
that's a lot on your shoulders.
My journey started about a year ago when we hosted our local competition here, and then I moved on to the national level, and then that was just in September, and then I just got back from Medellin, Colombia, so South America, where there was the Conference of Americas, and there was a total of 13 competitors. And being that it was the Conference of Americas, many of the countries, English is not their first language, so it was just myself and another individual who spoke English. So you have to be able to communicate your message with more than just your words, so people can get a sense of what you're saying.
Actions.
Yeah, actions, absolutely. And how you speak with passion as well. And then going into November, I represent, like you said, the Americas at the World Congress for JCI in Leipzig, Germany. So I'll be doing that at the end of November.
Natasha Fisher is representing Winnipeg, representing Canada, and representing the Americas on behalf of JCI. And you spoke about a couple of things. One is creating solutions to community challenges. They can only be achieved by first understanding the root cause of the challenge. And the other would be active citizens leading their communities with actions, not words. So maybe tell us a little bit about this.
Yes, so the first topic, the creating solutions, was for the preliminary round, and only the final three can move on to the final round. But really the theme of that is, if we really want to address community challenges, we need to understand the root cause. So, for example, if we look at street crime, the typical reaction is to create tougher laws and hire more police and build bigger prisons, but they really don't address why there is street crime. So we have to figure out why there is street crime in the process. And there's a process called Active Citizen Framework that JCI teaches and encourages when we're looking at creating these projects to make an impact in our communities, called Active Citizen Framework. And part of that process is asking why until you can get to the root cause, until you can no longer ask why. And then that's where we can address that in order to, we determine the root cause so we can actually eliminate the challenge. So,
because if you don't, it's like we're talking about Lyme disease coming up. You don't remove the whole tick, you're going to get a disease.
Yeah, exactly. So,
and then when we go on to speaking about active citizens leading their communities with actions and not words, number one, that was the basis of what you were doing when you were representing Winnipeg. But I guess it goes deeper than that.
Absolutely. So really, what makes a leader? Is it what we say, or is it more of what we do? This topic was the one that I really was passionate about speaking about. It's certainly something that I believe in, that members within JCI believe. And I actually told the story of Craig Kilberger in Free the Children, how it started when he was 12 years old, when he read about a child who was killed after fighting to stop child slavery around the world, after being in child slavery himself, and how he created that and started to Free the Children, and now teaching other children how they can be leaders and create change in their communities. So that was the story that I told in that example. But again, it's something that certainly as JCI members that we do as well within each of our communities. And I mean, really any leader worth following would do the same. It's really more of what we do versus what we say that makes us leaders.
And actions don't always equate to liking something on Facebook either.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. It's actually doing something, not just hitting like or retweeting.
What was, in one sentence, since you're good with words, this is what you have to do. What was the biggest lesson you learned when you were amongst all of those JCI leaders from around the world?
Oh, gosh. There's an amazing group of young people that just have passion about making an impact in their communities.
And we have to acknowledge them.
Absolutely.
And if more people want to get involved in JCI, how can they contact you?
Well, certainly we are big on social media. So whether it's through our Twitter, JCI Winnipeg, or our Facebook page, or our blog, jciwinnipeg.blogspot.ca.
About 500 tweets on Twitter so far on 680 CJOB from JCI Winnipeg. Natasha Fisher representing us on the world stage. Come back here.